I think it came to a head about there being an issue between us in the 60s when the white woman came up with the women's liberation movement. And unfortunately, as black men and black women in this country, even our children, whatever white people problems are, we try to do our own version of that problem. We don't set our own agenda as a rule. We follow behind them.
I kind of, she's right, but I kind of disagree with her. And the reason why I disagree is because our agenda is to become more like or liked by whites. Assimilation is our goal. You know what I'm saying? It's been our goal for a very, very, very long time. It's a generational push now, you know what I'm saying? And nothing is going to change until we stop trying to be like or liked by white folks. Everything I'm about to say, you already know it to be true. You are a slave. You are a slave to money, to social economics, to status, to politics, to ideology. You have sold your soul to have a place in a world order that you should naturally oppose. Let me just be honest. I don't like using clips of anybody, man, because I hate co-signing people. Even Sister SHAHRAZAD Ali. I remember when she wrote that pig book. I bought it as soon as it was released. You know what I'm saying? I remember she wrote The Black Man's Guide to the Black Woman, to Understanding the Black Woman, you know what I'm saying? I bought that as soon as it was released, you know what I'm saying? I've been a long supporter of Sister SHAHRAZAD Ali, man, but at the same time, her understandings is still flawed. As good as she is, she still comes from a certain foundation. You know, and the foundation that you build upon is very, very, very important. And the problem I have with sisters like SHAHRAZAD Ali is that her foundation is basically academia, right? Her foundation begins with out of Africa, that all black people come from Africa, and that the only reason why we are found anywhere else is because of slavery. She honestly believes this, and that's a problem. So although she can tell you some of the stuff that she's witnessed and that she's come to understand dealing with our social habits and everything, and she could be 100% correct about that, what makes her dangerous is that she'll bring everything still back to slavery. And for 99% of us, there was no slavery in our ancestry. And that's a problem, you know what I'm saying? This whole thing is a problem. So I hate really co-signing people, and I hate using people clips. But I said when I heard that clip, I said, okay, I'm gonna play this because I've been trying to tell y'all for a long time that our problem is that we recreate everything from white folks. Now think about this now. Again, if you follow my channel, you know I've said this. The whole red pill manosphere thing started with white men. The whole black feminist thing started with white women. I mean, I don't care what part of feminism you break it down to, the sprinkle, soft. It don't matter how far you break it down. It all originated with white women, and black women wanted to join that so badly that they recreated first in rhetoric, right? They declared that black men benefited from the patriarchy, and black men were a part of some kind of privileged class by them being men in America, although we get gunned down for no goddamn reason. I mean, it's crazy for a black woman to say that black men are privileged in America. It's insane, bro. But they had to do these things to justify siding with white women in the name of female solidarity against the patriarchy, because if black men are not part of the patriarchy, then the patriarchy don't exist. So the black woman was vital in upholding this fallacy of a patriarchy, right? And the black women went along with it. So it was that agenda. That was their agenda. And it's no coincidence that the example that Sister SHAHRAZAD Ali gave was feminism and black women, right? Well, the problem is black men do the exact same thing under red pill. The black men broke off and started their own version of MGTOW, which soon splintered into IBMOR. But the whole thing is, it still was under the same umbrella of the white man's ideology that created red pill. You know, it was all based on all of the fallacies of the white man that just don't exist. I mean, all you gotta do is go pull up a black and white movie, bruh. Pull up some old movie from the 30s, 40s, 50s. You'll see women were never, ever the way they describe it. That never existed. Sure, you may have had certain classes of women that were like that, but there was also a joke about those stay-at-home wives, you know. The joke was that they was all screwing the mailman and the milkman. They was all screwing the door-to-door salesman and all this stuff. Women are women, bro. And this notion that you got that women at one time period were all stay at home, wrapped up and prudy and didn't show off their bodies, it never existed. That time never existed. This is an ideology of a certain class of white men that all you brothers have joined into. And what y'all did was y'all joined their rhetoric and y'all recreated all of their issues in our community. I find it odd that a lot of these brothers that talk all of this black man issue stuff, right? They are the most like white men in our community. The only thing black about these dudes is their skin that they're in, which causes them to have to acknowledge that they don't belong or don't fit into white society. But outside of their skin, everything that they propose, everything that they say push us to be more like or liked by white folks. And this is their goal. And how they go about doing that is to attack black people constantly. Now, this is why, though these channels supposed to be about women, right? How many of these black red pill / manosphere type channels focus on white women? Every now and then, they'll have a video that they're responding to or reacting to based on some white chick. But 99% of them is black women. And when they do attack something that men do, or they go after a man, it's a black man. So what you have here is you got black women on one side. Take the whole swirling thing with Crystalline Karazin and what's her name, Deborah Cooper. You know, I got a sister that subscribed to the channel. She liked Deborah Cooper, but I mean, I don't know how long she been listening to Deborah, but I remember Deborah was on some telling black women don't mess with black men at all. Get you a white boy. I mean, I remember this now. It was like 10 years ago, but I remember this, you know what I'm saying? And anybody who was around, please leave in the comment section that you remember this, because I remember this. But you know, the other chick, I had another name, a couple of more names in my head, and I got sidetracked. But you had these sisters that were really on some, it wasn't so much about find you a man that works best for you. It was more F black men, get you a white boy. That's what it was. F all black men, get you a white boy. And that's the kick they were on. So it really had nothing to do with nothing else. I mean, the insane, listen, I've dated a whole lot of non-black women, man, but I would never sit here and be around here openly saying, hey man, just get you a white girl. I'm trying to tell you, find your woman that works for you. That's what I say. I'm not telling you who to get. I'm saying get a woman based on her character. Get a woman based on the content and quality of her being. I'm not telling you get a woman based off her race. But what they were saying was, F black men, get you a white boy. Because that's what feminism is. See, all of this still stems from feminism. The swirling movement, all that comes from feminism. Now, reverse that to the red pill side. One of the reasons why you don't hear the red pill black men openly advocating that we should mess with white women is because, again, this is anti-blackness. You see? They gotta keep black men away from white women. That's their goal, right? Keep black men away from white women. So they would sit there, and though they talk about black women like dogs all day, every day on YouTube, they talk about black men who get the white women like dogs also. They find a way to blame either the black women for not doing what they supposed to do, or they blame the black men for just being a coon. That's the two ways that go. Because the goal is to shame you to stay away from white women. But white women not the only non-black women in the country, you know what I'm saying? Which I always find that kind of laughable, you Dr. Umar types, you know what I'm saying? It's laughable. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are other women that black men can date and do date and marry. You know what I'm saying? So it's just silliness. But the point is, all of these ideologies are anti-black. The red pill was always racist. Feminism was always racist. So once we start recreating our own versions of these things among ourselves, the elements of anti-black sentiment is in there. This is why black women that are feminists are so contentious towards black men. And this is why black men that turn red pill are so contentious against black women. And not just red pill, but conservative type black men. This is why they get so contentious against black people. Because all of these ideologies have an anti-black sentiment ranked very high within them. So when you start recreating this amongst yourself, you got to have that understanding that your job, your main job, is to go against black people. If you're a man, your first job is to go against black women and then go against certain types of black men. If you're a black woman, your first job is to go against black men and then go against black people in general, right? And that's what they do. So SHAHRAZAD Ali is 100% correct. We recreate these problems among ourselves that we have nothing to do with. We had no business joining feminism, the black women, and black men had no business joining red pill. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, out of here, Brother Kush, aka the Black Elf. Salam.